Good evening, students. And today's topic is going to be the Stream of Consciousness novel. And in the previous semester itself, we studied about a Stream of Consciousness novel. That is Mrs. Dalloway, written by Virginia Woolf. That novel itself is the best novel for Stream of Consciousness. So, what do you mean by Stream of Consciousness novel? Stream of consciousness novel is nothing but recording the thought process, the various thoughts that happens in human mind. Okay, and in a character's mind, there would be lots of thought process and various thoughts, and various thoughts are there, and those thoughts are recorded and presented in the novel form. That is called as Stream of Conscious novel. And in the previous semester we studied Mrs. Dalloway, and that novel is said to be the best novel for Stream of Consciousness novel. And in our text we shall read in detail. The stream of consciousness was first coined by philosopher William James to indicate the flow of inner experience of the flux of thought in man. When applied to novel, it is a technique which seeks to record the random and apparently illogical flow of impressions passing through a character's mind. So, the first scholar to coin the term, the phrase stream of consciousness, was William James, and he was a psychologist, and he was the first to coin the term stream of consciousness. For him, the phrase stream of consciousness means the various inner thoughts of experience. Okay, so all of us, every individual have their own inner thoughts of experience, and studying about such thing, studying about the inner thoughts of an individual is said to be stream of consciousness. When it is applied to a novel, it is a kind of technique to record the random or illogical flow of impressions that happens in a character's mind. So in a character's mind, there will be random and illogical flow of impressions. Okay, that is recorded, written and written in the novel form, and such novels are said to be the stream of consciousness novel. And it records the mental activity of a person in all minute details. So, stream of consciousness novel records the minute details of a mental activity of an individual, especially the protagonist. Okay, so this is another important feature. Through a kind of interior monologue, it shows the mind of a character in such a manner as to reflect unending activity, mind with apparent irrelevances and contradictions. So it is a kind of interior monologue, and the character is talking to himself in his mind, and it has lots of contradictions and irrelevancies. So immediately we think about present, and then immediately we think about past, and immediately we shift our thoughts to future. So there is always irrelevancies, contradictions, and there is no coherence. Okay, this is another feature of stream of conscious novel. The writer doesn't generally use any punctuation or conventional syntax symbolizing the chaotic nature of human consciousness. So, therefore, the writer doesn't conventionally use punctuation or conventional syntax, and it is a chaotic human consciousness. Human mind is completely confused, and it is beautifully presented in this genre of novel. Since stream of consciousness of a person at a particular moment is depicted, only those elements relevant to that moment are selected. So the author selects one particular moment, and what are all the thoughts and various characters' thoughts that happen towards the one particular moment. So usually, in that novel, a single day's happening is presented in a stream of consciousness novel. Usually, okay, and James Joyce Ulysses is said to be the first great stream of consciousness novel, and after that Virginia Woolf's novels, Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse, are also said to be the greatest stream of consciousness novel, and after them Faulkner is also another greatest stream of consciousness novelist. Okay, so that's the end of this topic, stream of consciousness novel. We shall move to the next topic, the regional novel. The regional novel is a representation of the influence of a region or locality on a group of characteristics. Okay. See, regional novel is nothing but a region, a place is selected, and the place, culture, slang, lifestyle, dressing sense, these are projected, these are beautifully depicted in a novel, and such novel is called as a regional novel. So regional novel is a representation of influence of locality on a group of characters. Okay. So there is a locality, there is a place, and in that place there are many characters, and they are presented to the readers. Such novels are called as regional novels. In such novels, the local peculiarities in dress, speech, and belief are given importance. So in such kind of regional novels, the characters, the region, the localities, locality people's dress, speech, belief, lifestyle, culture, everything is presented in a realistic manner. The trend of regional novel began with Maria Edgeworth, who published a famous novel, Castle Rackrent, in 1800. Another novel of hers was Ormond. She was a moralist, and her power lay in the delineation of Irish personality with its racy and poetic speech. The first regional novel in the history of English literature or English novel is Castle Rackrent. Castle Rackrent. C-A-C-L-E, Castle Rack, R-A-C-K-R-E-N-T, Rackrent, written by Maria Edgeworth, and this novel is said to be the first regional novel, and then her own novel, Ormond, is also proved to be a great regional novel. And in Victorian age, George Eliot's Mill and the Philosopher, Middlemarch, are proved to be greatest regional novelists. Thomas Hardy's novel are called as Wessex novel because there is a town called Wessex, and all the novels of Thomas Hardy takes place in Wessex town itself. Okay, their lifestyle, their life history, their way of life, everything is presented in a realistic way. Therefore, we can say that Thomas Hardy's novels are Wessex novel, and they are called as regional novels. And after Thomas Hardy, another regional novelist was Arnold Bennett, who wrote The Old Wife's Tale. And this novel beautifully reflects the lower middle class people. Okay. So after Thomas Hardy, the next great regional novelist was Arnold Bennett, and this novel, Old Wife's Tale, is best example of regional novel. It also presented lower middle class people and their struggle in the society. Okay, and now we shall move to the next topic, the sentimental novel. Okay, so what do you mean by sentimental novel? Sentimental novel, from the beginning till almost till the end, it is everything is going to be a tragedy, but all of a sudden there is a twist, and by the twist it has happy ending, that is it has happy ending and poetic justice, good is rewarded and vices are punished. Okay, so we can say that it is a kind of melodrama or tragicomedy in drama, but it is a drama. When it is written in the novel form, it is called a sentimental novel. Okay, so we shall read what is there in the text. The 18th century gave birth to a kind of novel which evoked sympathies of the readers by presenting characters who undergo suffering to preserve their morality and integrity. Okay. In the beginning of 18th century, many novels, many sentimental novels were written, and they present especially the protagonist and other characters around the protagonist. They undergo lots of suffering, and despite the suffering, they preserve their morality and integrity. Okay, So such novels are called a sentimental novel, and such kind of novels were written in the beginning of 18th century. And Samuel Richardson's Pamela. Richardson's Pamela is said to be the first great sentimental novel, and it depicted the middle class life. And after that, Oliver Goldsmith's The Vicar of the Wakefield is also proved to be a great sentimental novel. Another great sentimental novel is Henry Mackenzie's The Man of Feeling. Okay, this also proved out to be great sentimental novel. The sentimental novel soon evokes satiric reaction from serious writers. Fielding wrote Joseph Andrews as a parody of Richardson's Pamela. Okay. Later on, sentimental novels were not liked by people, and several critics and even novelists themselves were against the sentimental novel. And Henry Fielding wrote Joseph Andrews in order to make fun of Richardson's Pamela. Okay, and they are similar to melodrama, and these novels are tear-shedding. And these novels would make the readers to cry, and they got popularity for some period, but with the advent of Sir Walter Scott's historical novels and Jane Austen's domestic novels, sentimental novel were swiped away. Okay, so that's the end of these three topics: stream of conscious novel, regional novel, and the sentimental novel. Let me continue the other topic in the next video. Okay, thank you.